I'm pretty convinced their lives were pretty the same. My grandmother, she grew up in a small little village. She married a guy from one of the neighboring villages. They got married, 3 kids, and every summer they went to the seaside on holiday. I think both of them, my grandfather and my grandmother, had 1 or maybe 2 jobs during their lives. If you compare that with our lives, there's a big difference. We still go to the seaside, of course, but we go to Tokyo, and we go to New York, we go to Spain. And most of us have already had several jobs before we turn 30. Some of us even changed careers a few times in our lives. So there's a really big difference. We can be a lot more creative with life. So Ina and I decided to do an experiment to see if we could be innovative with life itself. So we decided to go on this nomadic adventure for 1 year, and we wanted to visit 3 countries. We wanted to go and live in Thailand, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and in Cape Town, South Africa. We wanted to visit the neighboring countries, we wanted to make a living there. Also, we wanted to do some things that we really longed for a very long time. Like, for example, Catherine wanted to go and do some meditation with monks in Thailand. And we wanted to go and walk on this glacier in Patagonia. There's one tiny little glitch in our story. We wanted to do all of this and come back with as much money as we left. And without having to drop back, of course. So we needed to rethink some fundamental concepts, some concepts about work, some concepts about travel. And I think we all know how the internet has changed our society. For me, one of the most fundamental things it has changed is the notion of locality. Ina is a web designer, I know a thing or two about online marketing, and 75% of our jobs, it doesn't matter where we do them. It doesn't matter if we're behind our computer screen in a fixed office in Brussels, a home office in Ghent, or a co-working spot in Buenos Aires. And sure, there are still some things that are more difficult, like meetings or presentations, but there are certain solutions for them. So actually, we are the first generation that can just take our laptops and take our jobs along on the road. Secondly is home. I mean, imagine you have a house, and you have to scale it down to this little tiny box, and you want to only keep the fundamentals inside. It's not what the children draw on the outline, but it's what's inside of it. It's the pictures that are on the walls, or the books that are on the shelves, or the music that is playing in the house that makes it home. So before, it was very hard to take all of this along on a trip, because it was quite heavy. But today, everything became much more simpler, and it's actually already sitting in our pocket. So the second necessity of being able to take your home on your back is today possible thanks to technology. We're already all having it along. When I arrive in a foreign city, to be able to feel at home, for me, I need to know where the restaurants are. I need to be able to connect with like-minded people. And although not perfect yet, today, peer-to-peer technology is giving us possibilities to do so. Like, for example, we use couchsurfing now. And through couchsurfing, we could very easily find like-minded people and connect with them. Or, for example, through Twitter, we discovered this really, really nice wine bar in Cape Town. And even some of our local friends were kind of puzzled how we found it so easily. So, today with this existing technology, we can kind of feel local wherever we go. And so, if we take all of this technology, we put it to the maximum of its possibilities, it turned out that living as digital nomads is just plain possible. Well, it's possible technologically, but is it also possible, is there anything else we need? And I think the next hurdle is an emotional one. When I grew up, I was told I had to fit in or I would fail. And I guess I'm not the only one. And I think this is the main reason why most people choose careers instead of career adventures. And the same goes for us. It took us quite some time to decide to just go for it and just do it. But luckily we did, because actually the opposite happened. We succeeded. This is, like many people told here on the stage today, it's not important to fail or to succeed. But more importantly for us, I think more than before we have the kind of projects and the kind of that really fit us. And there are some really amazing things happen, like for example, all of a sudden we're talking on this stage here. So I think the idea that you have to fit in or you will fail, it's an ancient concept. And I think today, if you really try to find your own voice, to tell your own story, you have an advantage. There is one basic rule that helped us along the way. It was something that we read in the book of Timothy Ferris. It says, envision your worst case scenario. And actually he's quite right about it. Once you know what's the worst thing that can happen to you, then you're absolutely ready to go because you formulate an answer to it. So that's the moment when you take that laptop, you take that home, and you take off. Maybe there are some, like, 2 or 3 things we haven't talked to you about yet. Like, it was not always easy finding a home abroad. It's not a very easy thing to do. And we didn't talk about many times we really wanted to kill each other because we really wanted to make this work. And I mean, spending 24/7 together, it's not that easy. And really, listen to this Thai Elvis singing in English. But guess what?